What is going on, y'all? I know my hair looking crazy. I'm about to go to an interview soon. I just wanted to try on this outfit and let y'all know I gotta keep dieting. I can fit my polka dot outfit, y'all. I can fit my polka dot. I know they need a little ironing. I need to do some little ironing to them, all right? But I can fit them. The day that I put these on and I couldn't put them over my waist was a very sad day. I've only been dieting for about 2 weeks, not even a whole 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks on Friday, Saturday. So really what? A week and a half? It's Tuesday, a week and a half. And I can already fit into my polka dots again. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. All this does is give me motivation to keep on dieting. But that's not what this video is about. The video is about all the white guys that are hopping in my comments saying that I'm playing the race card or the victim card. First off, if you've seen my videos, you know I'm way too strong to ever play a victim card, okay? Y'all talking to a man who worked 2 jobs all the way through his 20s with bad feet and crazy amount of pain. For me to be a victim, y'all don't know me. My first job as a cook, they put A+ on my application and put well-spoken. They would have never did that for a white guy. What they were saying was I was well-spoken for a black guy. So you can't tell me with all the racism, there aren't white people in power positions that decide that they don't want to promote a black guy because of his skin color. It's not even racism all the time. Sometimes they just promote who they're comfortable with. They're going to be more comfortable promoting a white guy versus a black guy. That's just what it is. If I was a manager or a supervisor somewhere and I had a choice between promoting a well-spoken black guy and a well-spoken white guy, I'm probably going to go with the one I'm more comfortable with. If that happens to be the black guy, because I'm more comfortable around black people, I'll probably be leaning towards the black guy a lot of times. Not to say that I wouldn't promote a white guy, but you're gonna promote who you're comfortable with. All my supervisors in my jobs have usually been white, which is why I want to speak on black ownership, because now I get to see the general view of a lot of white men in America, because that's all that's commenting on my video is white men. Now I see how they think. Now I know they think that we're playing a victim card, which is why, like I said, I'm too strong to be a victim. You know, I'm too strong to be a victim. So I feel like black people need to be in a position to promote other black people, so we don't have to worry about getting it handed to us by a white guy. That first job where they put well-spoken on my application, they knew somebody was selling drugs out the restaurant. I forget what it was, why they thought somebody was selling drugs. But they were right. Somebody was selling drugs at the restaurant. They blamed me for selling drugs at the restaurant. There was a white dude in there who was on probation for selling drugs. They did not blame him. He wasn't the one selling drugs either. It was the other white guy. It was another white guy, this older white dude named Anthony. He was the one selling drugs. They blame me though. Why do you think that is? I know what it's like being black in America. I've been harassed by the police since I was 13 walking down the streets. I've been told like 10 times I fit the description of a burglary. Come on, man. I've left the job downtown as a cook and had the police stop me and tell me, who's your supervisor? They wanted to know their name and everything. Come on, man. There's nothing y'all can tell me. So black ownership is important. That way we don't even have to have this discussion. You know what I mean? Black people need to own our own businesses so we're not getting handouts, because they're looking at us a certain way, man. And I don't like it. It's disrespectful. Anyways, my dieting has been working. I can fit into my polka dots again. Y'all gonna see this journey. I'm gonna let y'all see it. And we're gonna start talking about black excellence on this channel instead, because y'all pissing me off. Because as much as I've been discriminated against, it's never stopped me or deterred me or made me feel like I wasn't gonna be able to reach my goals. I just have to work harder. That's what that means. We have to consider our image more than you do. You know, when I'm leaving a cooking job in cooking clothes, if you know, because you know, as a cook, you can just wear jeans and a shirt and stuff like that. I shouldn't have to worry about, because I'm leaving my job in this outfit, getting harassed by the police. How many white guys left my job had to worry about getting harassed by the police because of what they were wearing? No, I got harassed by the police because of what I was wearing, plus my skin color. So, ownership. What's the first thing I think I want to own? Maybe a thrift store, because I don't like Goodwill. I feel like Goodwill is way overpriced. And if someone's in a struggle, and let's say they need to come into Goodwill to get a outfit for an interview, they shouldn't have to walk out of there paying $10. It shouldn't be $10 to get an outfit from Goodwill. That's ridiculous. They should be able to walk out of there paying $2, $3 for an interview outfit. So that'll be the first thing I plan on owning, because I've been selling merchandise since a child. That's always been my thing. I've been selling merchandise since Craigslist was popular. So that'll be the first thing I go for as far as ownership. Also getting my channel monetized for income, and then also my music production. I'm starting to get away from rap music and the devilish music, because I don't like the violence in rap music. I do believe the violence in rap music sparks more violence and put more violence into the youth, and it just keeps on. This is who the youth has to look up to in our communities. You have people, the leaders in our communities are victims. They're traumatized victims. The first woman to really speak out sexually in our community was Little Kim. Well, Little Kim is a victim of physical abuse, verbal abuse, and sexual abuse. But she was the face of black women in our community for a while. You have people like Corinne Steffens. These are victims who are the voice of the black women in our community. Then you have these rappers who are also victims of single mother households, absent fathers, just like those women are, and they're the voice of our communities. And this is doing it. This is holding us back. We don't have good leaders. Let's not speak on how all our black leaders got taken out in America. You know, they took out all our black leaders. All the black leaders that told us to carry ourselves a certain way, they were murdered. Y'all keep on forgetting the history in it's not too long ago, y'all. My parents grew up being harassed. There were still lynchings. There's still racial acts now. There's still people who kill black people because of their race. It still happens all the time. You hear about it all the time. The ignorance in my comments just lets you know what we're going through in America as black men. There's too many things against us, including ourselves. We're against we're holding ourselves back too. So I want y'all to see this journey, man, because y'all really lit a fire with this one, man, because I know better. This thing is, you're speaking out of ignorance. You'd have to be black to know what it's like to be black. It's like me saying, I know what it's like to be a woman. A woman's on her period for a whole week. I don't know what that feels like. So how can you know what it's like to be a black man? The ignorance in these comments is really pissing me off, but y'all lighting the fire though. I'm gonna show y'all who y'all messing with. Well, I went and got a job at a hotel downtown so I can leave where I'm at. Maybe I got it from affirmative action like these cocksuckers say on my page. Or maybe I just got it with a good resume. That's the reason why I believe in black excellence, man. Because you motherfuckers are a trip. I know of one black dude that hates white people, right? He hates them. I took him off my page because of that. You know? I don't get down with that, okay, at all. But I know what I've been through. And I'm not about to let anybody downplay that. Like, oh, you didn't go through that because of the color of your skin. Then why is the N-word always attached when white people get mad at me, huh? I mean, how many black people... I know the restaurant industry, y'all. I don't know the corporate industry. I know the corporate industry is just as bad because you have people like Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, who spoke on these things. He comes from the corporate world. He knew, just like everybody else knows. But for some reason, this little part of YouTube is ignorant as fuck. Y'all dumb as hell. You act like y'all don't know. I had 2 interviews today. I got hired at both places. I'm not going to the last place. They supervisor act like he was on drugs. I don't know what he's on. I'm a misanthrope. That's what started this whole channel off. Me not liking people. And the people in my comments are just just pushing me straight towards that direction. I don't like you motherfuckers. I really don't. I don't like you at all. I hope you catch on fire. I hope you fall in a volcano. But yeah, I can't go to the dude act like he was on drugs. He was tweaking. He just did not know how to interview. Maybe it was just black people in the kitchen. That's probably how he got promoted. It was probably just black people in the kitchen that were cooks, and you know, he was the only white guy, so they probably just gave it to him. But anyways, so what's going on, y'all? I appreciate the people that came in the comments with a little bit more of some people just, it's the way they commented. I didn't like it, all right? I did not like it. Y'all pissed me off. I still don't like y'all. Fall into a volcano. I am a misanthrope, just to let y'all know. It's not about color to me. I don't like people in general, okay? But I have an outgoing personality. I like people. I just don't like mankind in general, okay? I like people. I can deal with people. So some people say that means I'm not a real misanthrope. I don't know. Semantics. But I can't let people downplay me on what I've been through, y'all. I don't think maybe, see, here's the thing. I know plenty of black successful people. I know a lot of black successful people. Just like y'all know white guys or black guys. Yeah, some of y'all say y'all know black guys that say they had it easier being black. I don't know not one black person that'll say that. I know my father was homeless when I was younger. He now makes 6 figures a year. He doesn't have a victim mentality, but he still knows the truth. There's a reason why people like Huey P. Newton, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these people have to step up, y'all. We know what goes on in this country. And it's like y'all are just ignoring that. So with all the racism we know that's in this country, I guarantee you most of y'all know white people that are racist. One of the guys said that he sees both. He saw where black people hated white people. Here's the thing. I've only literally seen one black guy that hated white people. And I probably mentioned this in one of my videos, or maybe it was earlier in one of these shots. I cut him off. I mean, I took him off my Facebook page. He was a local artist here in the city. Took him off my Facebook page. I don't like it. I don't like racism, no matter who you are. I've never seen a black racist family, y'all. It's just me. Maybe maybe Indiana. Maybe I come from a different place. But you hear about so many black people that are millionaires, and they still speak on the systematic racism, y'all. Are they being victims too? There's too many people speaking on it, y'all. And if you're not black, then how can you understand? And I understand some of y'all know black guys that have a different story. Well, I know plenty of black guys that have my story. Well-spoken black guys. So yes, here's the thing about systematic racism. You have the Jim Crow laws. You have laws, but you even got in the Constitution where they said a black man isn't even considered a full man. You got Darwin's theory of evolution that said that kind of stemmed from his thought of whites being superior to other races, including blacks. So they have to be more evolved than we are. We're like the dumb humans that didn't evolve. Y'all ignore all these things. When I say systematic racism, what I'm saying is we were taken out of slavery. We were pushed into impoverished areas. They forced us into impoverished areas. I am firm on the belief that they tore up the black families. I don't think that was on accident. They tore us up on purpose. They divided the black families. I could get into this more. I'll do a video more on this, but I'm not trying to get into the history of this. That's not what this video is about. But history shows that the government put things into place to make it harder for us. Okay? When I say systematic racism, I'm saying things that were put into play. We all know the history of this country. When Martin Luther King and them had to step up, Malcolm X had to step up, Huey P. Newton had to step up. They killed all of our leaders, all of them. All the leaders in the black community were murdered. It's documented that they put guns and drugs in the neighborhoods. Go watch documentaries. Go do some research on this, y'all, instead of speaking out of ignorance. This is the thing. I don't want to hear about your story. Do some research on this. Go look at statistics. Go look at documentaries on history. Go read some books, y'all. A lot of y'all just speaking out the side of your neck. I think like people have a problem with black people saying that we have it harder in America. It triggers y'all so much for some reason. There's history of them putting guns and drugs in the neighborhood, y'all. Where do y'all think the drugs and guns came from? Y'all have to understand what's the science that studies animal behavior. Um, what do they call it? What do they call it? Whatever the science is that studies animal behavior. It's not an ethologist. It's what is it called? I don't remember. Whatever science that studies animal behavior. They have science that studies animal behavior that can predict what an animal will do in this certain situation. They have the same thing for humans. They have psychology. You know what I mean? They can predict what a human is going to do, most likely, given this situation. We all know what happens in impoverished areas. Crime. If you take the suburbs and take away all their money and leave them impoverished, poor, no way to take care of themselves, the suburbs will become violent. We all know this. So, when you take a black community that's already torn down, already oppressed, and then you put drugs and guns in their communities, y'all. Come on, y'all. Where did the cocaine come from? We all go do some history. Go do the history on the CIA and look how the drugs came into their neighborhoods. The guns. They'll tell you, oh, we just go do the history. Okay, please go watch some documentaries or read some books on this. Where you'll hear guys that back in those days, they'd be like, yeah, man, we just went to me and my guys are walking, and all of a sudden, there's a whole duffel bag full of guns, in the neighborhood, and then. You know what I mean? There's so many documentaries and people that I've heard say this in documentaries, y'all. They were dropping guns in their neighborhoods. They put drugs in their neighborhoods. This was systematic racism to tear us apart. The war on drugs, systematic racism. You see my videos, I said what stopped me from being successful was my addiction to weed, my addiction to alcohol, my addiction to food, and my addiction to sex. That's what slowed me down in life. Not once did you hear me say my skin color. My skin color is not going to stop me from being successful, y'all. Come on now. I know too many black successful people. My skin color is not going to stop me from being successful. There's a show called A Different World. I remember an episode that I saw a long time ago. It was this episode where the guys were trying to speak to the youth. They're speaking to these young black kids, and they're telling these young black kids, hey, man, this is what it's like in the ghetto. Being in the ghetto is like some fireflies in a jar with the lid screwed on. These fireflies kept trying to get out this jar, but they kept hitting their head on the lid. It hurt. They fall down to the ground, their head hurt. They do it again, jump up to the top, try to get free, hit their head on the lid, fall back down. Well, after a while, most of the fireflies were tired of hitting their head. It hurt. So they stopped trying. And then one day somebody came over and they unscrewed the lid. And the ones that kept trying, they never gave up. They jumped up one day, and to their amazement, the lid was gone. They were free. But they did not come back and tell the rest that they were free. I understand this. I understand this victim mind state that y'all are talking about. Okay? I'm not that victim. I know that the lid is removed. I know that I can jump up and get to where I need to be. That does not mean that I won't have to face discrimination more than these white guys. Here's the thing. I shouldn't have to worry about leaving a job as a cook in regular cook clothes and getting stopped by the police. How many white guys have to go through that? I don't care what y'all say. How many of y'all white guys have been pulled over by the police or stopped walking, jogging, biking down the street? How many of y'all have been stopped and told y'all fit the description of a burglary? For the ones of you that have, how many times did it happen? Some of you are going to lie, exaggerate. For me, it's happened numerous times. I've been harassed by the police since I was 13. But at 17, they started telling me I fit the description of a burglary. It lasted all the way up until, I swear, the 2020 riots. Don't come at me with the victim state of mind. Don't come at me like I don't know how to think, y'all. I know how to think. I'm not dumb. I'm not one of those people that's about to blame somebody else for my problems, okay? I don't blame white people for my problems. But I do recognize how hard it is for blacks to come up, okay? I don't care about affirmative action. I never got hired through affirmative action. I get hired through my resume. I worked my butt off to build my resume as a cook. I don't get hired through affirmative action. I don't know a single black person that's gotten hired through affirmative action. And okay, I hear you white guys say, oh, well, I didn't get a job because the black guy. Yes. Why do y'all think they had to come up with affirmative action? They had to pay companies to hire blacks because they weren't hiring blacks. Affirmative action, should it be gone now? Yes, affirmative action shouldn't even exist. I haven't heard affirmative action in so long. I don't work in the corporate world. I don't think they're doing affirmative action in restaurants. If they are, I don't know about it. Okay. I don't get hired. I get hired on through private owned companies usually as restaurants. I don't get hired on through affirmative action. So that you just throw that out the window. I don't care about affirmative action. Okay. If you guys got passed up on by some black dude from affirmative action, just go to the next job. I guarantee you'll get a job paying the same amount that black guy got. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can't speak on that. I'm not going to be like y'all and speak on something I'm ignorant about. I don't know anything about affirmative action. I don't know anyone that's got hired through affirmative action. I've never gotten hired through affirmative action as far as I know. And I don't know any white guys that told me they got passed up on the job because of affirmative action. So I'm not going to speak on that just like you guys do. Like y'all trying to speak on what it's like to be black. I'm not ignorant enough to walk y'all shoes, okay? So if you're not black, shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. You don't know my struggle. You don't know my father's struggle. You don't know my uncle's struggle. You don't know my family's struggle. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what friends of mine have been through. You don't know for y'all to say that we don't have it harder. I've seen it. I have seen it. That doesn't say I can't come up. But I can still recognize when I'm being treated unfairly because of the color of my skin, y'all. Let's say it's not systematic. The systematic racism has nothing to do with the white guy that's a supervisor that chooses the white guy over the black guy. That's not systematic racism. I told you what systematic racism is. Systematic racism was the tearing apart of our communities that got us to where we are now. Now we have to break this generational curse. That's systematic racism. Go fuck yourself.